Hello everyone, welcome to my monthly beauty favorites and fails for November 2020. I swear I just blinked and the month was over. Between Ulta's 21 Days of Beauty and Sephora's holiday bonus event, I have tried a lot of new products in the last couple of months. And some were obviously featured in last month's monthly beauty favorites and fails. And I have a couple that I'm going to show in this video. But I also have been shopping my stash a lot lately and rediscovering some products, just a couple products that I had forgotten how much I liked. I'd forgotten how good they are. So I do have a couple rediscovered favorites in here, some new products. Whenever I do these videos, I always like to wear as many of the favorites that I'll be showing as possible. So that's where I like to start, with what I'm actually wearing, because I know a lot of you are curious. So what I have on my eyes today are two new releases from Charlotte Tilbury. This one is the Fire Rose Luxury Eye Palette, and then also the cream eyeshadow, or Eyes to Mesmerize, it's called, in Copper Sunrise. I applied the Copper Sunrise all over my lid, blended it up into my crease. Then I took the shimmer shade and applied that to my lid. I applied the sparkle shade on top of that to give it this really pretty, well, sparkle. And then I applied the darkest shade to my outer corners, blended it out. And then along my lower lash lines, I used this sort of brownish taupe shade that has a little bit of shimmer to it. Oh, I feel like I need to blend out more over here. This palette has quickly become one of my favorite Charlotte Tilbury quads of all time. I just think it's so pretty, and that the color story will look amazing on all eyes. Brown eyes, blue eyes, green eyes, hazel eyes. I do believe this is limited edition. I'm not sure about the Copper Sunrise, but I highly recommend getting them in case they are. I'll look on the website and I will make a notation in the description box whether or not they're limited edition, or I'll put it on the screen. I hope they're not limited edition because these are just stunning. And then I did do a winged liner today, and this is one of my rediscovered favorites. This is the Physicians Formula Liquid Eyeliner. It might have a longer name to it. Oh, it's the Eye Booster Waterproof Ultrafine Liquid Eyeliner. A couple months ago, I did a video about the products that I was going to stop buying. It was actually titled, I'm Done With You, or it said that in the thumbnail photo, because I really was having a lot of trouble applying liquid eyeliner. And I'm thinking, gosh, it's gotta be just that I'm getting older, my eyes are getting more hooded. I was just really struggling. It was taking me forever to do my liquid eyeliner, and I was becoming so frustrated. So that's why I said, I'm done. I'm not buying any more liquid liners. I'm giving up on doing liquid liner at all. Okay, that was short-lived. I didn't exactly go out and buy any new liquid eyeliners. What I did was I took all the liquid eyeliners that I have, which is a lot, and I just practiced. And I tried to figure out which one made the job easiest for my hooded, downturned eyes. And the Physicians Formula was the winner. It stays on all day. It's easy to work with. It's a nice dark black. So needless to say, I am back to doing winged eyeliner. I am not giving up. All right, I came across another rediscovery when I put up that Chanel video the other day, or last week. I did a full face of Chanel makeup. If you haven't seen the video because you were sort of turned off by Chanel because perhaps it's just out of your budget, I highly recommend watching it anyway, because you can dupe the look using drugstore products. Most of my tutorials, well, all of my tutorials contain technique as well. So I think you'll still get something out of it technique-wise, because it is a full face. I do a full face tutorial. So even if you don't use Chanel products specifically, I think that it's a good video to watch if you're looking for help with technique, especially when it comes to eyeshadow on hooded eyes. But I digress. In that video, I was using both new products from Chanel that I had just purchased and some older ones that I had in my collection. One of them being this Chanel brow pencil. It's been hiding in the back of my, well, at the bottom of my brow pencil bin. And ever since I pulled it out to do that Chanel video, I have been using it every day since. It's such a great color. It's the Brun Natural. I found the taupe to be a little bit too light, but this Brun Natural is perfect. It's not too golden, it's not too ashy, it's not too dark. If you have a little bit darker hair and brow than I do, you can just use a little bit more pressure and it will be darker. I'm just really happy that I rediscovered this because I think it's so good. Since we're talking about eyes, you know, I usually put my fails at the end of the video, but I think this is a good time to talk about one of the massive fails from my trying new drugstore makeup video from a few weeks ago. If you watched the video, you know what's coming next. The Ardell Aqua Lashes. Here they are. I've lost the case that they go in. I actually was going to throw them out, but I thought I would save them to show you in this video. I like the idea of them, where you don't need any glue. You just dip them in water for 10 seconds and then you apply them to your eye. A full demo is in that video if you'd like to see it, and I can link it in the description box. They did stay on. They were really well secured. But the problem is the style of the lash. I thought I was purchasing the most natural style, and they are natural in that they're not, you know, super long or super dramatic. They just don't look or feel natural. I purchased a lot of false lashes, and some of them, when they're applied, they look like they could pass for your own lashes, like these. These are also Ardell, but they're just the natural style. And I'll put the number in the description box. And I cut them in half and I just put them on the outer corner. These have a very, very stiff band. You cannot mold this band whatsoever. So they're definitely not beginner friendly. I'm assuming that they had to make the band this thick and stiff in order for the water technology to work. I'm not sure, but I just felt like these were a massive fail. Okay, so let's go back to favorites and what's on my face. Also in that drugstore video, I used one of the Cheek Kiss cream blushes from Milani. These are new. At the time I did that video, I had not found them in actual drugstores, like in my local CVS or my local Walgreens or my local Target. I did have to order them online from the Milani website. However, it's been a couple of weeks, so they might be more widely available in stores. These are fantastic. They are just so good. You guys know I love Milani. Well, my regular viewers know how much I love Milani. It is my favorite drugstore brand. Of course, they have some products in their line that aren't so fantastic, but they really did a wonderful job with these cream blushes. They're so natural looking. My favorite thing about these blushes is that they stay on. I have very oily skin, and it has a tendency to, for lack of a better description, eat any cream products I put on my face. My skin just soaks them up, they disappear, and that will bring me to another fail. I kind of like this idea of mixing in the fails with the favorites. Let me know in the comments what you think, if you like favorites and then fails, or if you like them sort of mixed in throughout the video. So I'm currently wearing the Nude Kiss. It definitely looks more muted in the pan than it is on the cheek. It's a little bit more vibrant on the cheek, but I kind of like that. And then I also purchased the shades Merlot Moment. If you have darker skin, you need this. It's beautiful. And next is Coral Crush. I know that come next spring and summer, this is going to be in heavy rotation in my makeup routine. It gives you just that perfect pop of sun-kissed coral on the cheeks that I know is gonna look so gorgeous with a tan. If I were going somewhere tropical over the holidays for a winter vacation, I would definitely bring this, but sadly, I'm not going anywhere. Okay, so that brings me to the fail I mentioned. This is from Burt's Bees. It is the All Aglow Lip and Cheek Stick. I buy a lot of drugstore products because I like to compare them to the high end. I like to do research for upcoming dupes videos because I know my viewers really like those. So I saw this at Target, and I'm just really into trying cream blushes right now. And it looked like it was a pretty color. Of course, there were no testers, but this shade, Blush Day, looked like the kind of color that I like, similar to this Nude Kiss. However, what made this a fail is that it has little to no color to it. I guess that's because of the hydrating component that they put in the center. There is just little to no pigment to this product. I'm gonna swatch a little bit of the Nude Kiss from Milani so you can see the difference. That's just one swipe. One side is a couple swipes of the Burt's Bees, and then the other one is just one swipe of the Milani. So yeah, it is super sheer and it did not last whatsoever on my skin. And also in that Chanel try-on video, I tested for the first time the loose powder, the Poudre Universelle Natural Finish Loose Powder. And if you saw that video, you saw my reaction to the first swipe, and I was really, really taken aback, just really pleasantly surprised at how beautiful it made my skin appear. It really just dusted on an airbrushed look. And it's not heavily fragranced. Chanel products used to be so overly fragranced, but I barely smell anything at all. So I wouldn't hesitate to try it if you don't like fragrances, because there's really not one to speak of. This powder is really finely milled, and as I mentioned, it gives a beautiful finish to the skin. It really diminished the look of my very large pores, and it didn't make my face look dry. And on my lips, I am wearing this $5 holiday lip set from Profusion. This was a total impulse purchase when I was at Walgreens a couple of weeks ago. It contains a matte lip cream, a matte lip liner, and a sparkling lip topper. And the kit I have on is called Dream. Once again, $5. Now, are these the best quality lip products I've ever used? No, but they're not bad. And I really like this look. I really like all of this. My high-end Charlotte Tilbury eyes with my Milani cheeks and my $5 lips. So here are some swatches of the lip liner, as well as the matte lipstick, and then the gloss. Just to let you know, this gloss is not super shiny or super sparkly, but I do know some people actually prefer that. Not everyone wants a really glossy lip. So I think this combo is really nice, and I am pleasantly surprised. All right, just a couple more quick favorites I want to talk about. One of them I'm just going to speak to very briefly because I talked about it in my Sephora haul, and then I talked about it again in my Sephora updates video. This is the Patrick Ta Blush Duo in Do We Know Her. You can also see me apply this in an earlier video from this month, which was the Sephora haul updates. I do apply it in that video. And as I mentioned earlier when speaking about this coral shade from Milani, how it's one of my favorites, this coral is actually quite similar. What I do like about these Patrick Ta duos is that you get a powder blush as well. So you can wear them together or you can wear them separately. I like to use this matte, soft, peachy shade when I am doing a more dramatic eye and I just want something subtle on my cheeks. And then finally for my favorites, before I get to the last fail, which is actually not really a fail. It's one of those instances where it's not a bad product, it's just not right for me. And I will tell you who I think will absolutely love it, or them, as soon as I'm done showing you the rest of my favorites. This is the True Beauty eyeshadow palette from BK Beauty. BK Beauty is a brand started by my fellow YouTuber, Lisa J Makeup. I've been using her brushes for, I think, about a year now. I think that's how long they've been available, and I love, love, love her brushes. They are so good. Check out the link in the description box. I do have a code for 10% off. And this is her first actual makeup product. And she did send this to me, which I'm so grateful for. And I've played around with it a couple times, and I really think it's a wonderful eyeshadow for everyday looks. I think Lisa and I both do a nice balance of everyday looks and glam looks. And I do think you can go glam with this palette. It's not a super glam palette. She made it to be an everyday, very user-friendly, all skill levels palette. I knew the quality was gonna be good. Lisa would never put out anything that was subpar quality to her viewers and her customers. I honestly believe that this is going to turn into one of my go-to everyday makeup palettes, the one that I reach for when I just need something quick, or if I want to do a soft glam and maybe not be as sparkly glam as I currently have on. My final favorite is a fragrance, and I very rarely show fragrances on my channel, and I'm not really sure why. And I know I'm going to butcher the name of this brand. This is the Maison Francis Kurkdjian Paris. This is the Baccarat Rouge 540. I have been wanting this fragrance for so long, at least 2 or 3 years. But I'm not gonna lie, it is very pricey. But I finally caved and purchased it because I'm thinking, you know what? I am not buying nearly the amount of clothes that I would typically buy this year. And my husband and I aren't really going out to dinner at all and spending the money that we would spend on, dinners out and drinks and all that. So I'm, justifying it in my head that I am gonna finally purchase this fragrance. Actually, I didn't buy it right away. When I went to the store, I did have her spray it on me so that I could walk around and just triple check that I still really liked it after it dried down. And I couldn't stop sniffing my arm and went back and made the purchase. And funny story for you, well, not really funny, but I just thought maybe I would share it. A couple of weeks ago, before we kind of made a turn for the worse here in the US in regards to the pandemic, I did have my fellow YouTubers, Lori Hill and Michelle Wong, over for just some drinks and some snacks. We sat outside in my backyard. We were very distant. I have this new backyard set up and we were each on our own couch and my fire table was in between us. We had the heaters on. Anyway, we were very safe and we like to get together every 6 weeks or so to talk about YouTube or just talk about our lives and just catch up and have some girl time. Anyway, as soon as I open the door for Michelle and Lori, they walk in and Michelle says, "Something smells really good. Are you wearing Baccarat 540? Not that I should really be surprised that she knew right away what it was because, luxury makeup and fragrances and skincare are her thing. But I guess that just sort of solidified the fact that she really does have a nose for fine fragrance. Now, right now you're probably thinking, Risa, could you stop talking and tell us what it smells like? And I will. I am trying to look up the key notes, which are jasmine, saffron, cedarwood, and ambergris. It's luminous and sophisticated. Baccarat Rouge 540 lays on the skin like an amber, floral, and woody breeze, a poetic alchemy, a graphic and highly condensed signature. In less fancy descriptive terms, it is warm, it is sexy, it is really long wearing on the skin, I find, and it just makes you feel and smell like $1,000,000. And my final fail, as I mentioned, is not really a fail. They are not really fails. They just didn't work for me. But if you have darker skin, you need to pick up the new shades of the Milani powder blushes, the baked powder blushes. This one is Sunrise Serenita. No, I'm not reading it wrong. It's not Sunrise Senorita. It says Sunrise Serenita. The problem with this blush for me is that it really did pull too orange. I really like a peach blush, but this one is just a little too orangey for my skin. But on someone with medium to deep to very deep skin, I am thinking that this is going to look positively stunning. And then this shade, I only bought it because sometimes I find that if you use a darker blush and you just have a lighter hand, you just apply it very lightly, it can look very pretty. It can look like you have just almost like a sunburnt, in from the cold sort of flush. But this one was just a little bit too dark for me. It's called Coco Felicity. I probably said that wrong. It's gorgeous, just like the other one. And I ordered these online. So you might be wondering, Risa, if you saw them in store and they were so dark, why would you buy them? I saw them online. And again, I thought, well, I like peach and I like darker blushes sometimes, so why not give them a try? And I love this formula. But this shade, again, is just far too dark for me, but would be great for someone with deeper skin. Okay, that concludes another monthly beauty favorites and fails. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. In just a couple of weeks, I will begin my best of the year series. I would love your recommendations in the comments of how I should break it down. Do you want one video showing all of my favorites for the year, or should I separate them into skincare and hair care and then makeup? So let me know how you enjoy watching the end of the year videos. I know there's going to be a ton in your subscriptions feed, so I completely understand if you don't want separate videos. Anyway, please give this video a thumbs up. I think I already said that. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and join the Risa Does Makeup family. You can also find me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter under the username Risa Does Makeup. Thank you all so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.